যে এটা রায় হয়েছে, এটা আমরা স্বস্তি প্রকাশ করছি। তবে যে কোনো হোক এদেরকে ধরার প্রক্রিয়াটা করতে হবে।
এদিকে আওয়ামী লীগের আইন বিষয়ক সম্পাদক রেজাউল করিম বলেন, এই রায় ভবিষ্যতে এরকম হত্যা চেষ্টাকে অনুৎসাহিত করবে।
মাননীয় প্রধানমন্ত্রীকে অন্তত 20 বার হত্যার চেষ্টা করা হয়েছে, যার ভয়াবহ ঘটনা ছিল 2004-এর 21 আগস্টের ঘটনা। এই সকল ঘটনা প্রবাহ থেকে আমাদের যে শিক্ষাটা, সেটা হলো অপরাধীদের যদি সাজা দেওয়া যায়, বিচারের মুখোমুখি করা হয়, তাহলে অন্য অপরাধীদের ভিতরে একটি বিষয় কাজ করে যে অপরাধ করে দায় মুক্ত হওয়া যাবে না।
রাষ্ট্রপতি মোহাম্মদ আব্দুল হামিদ যুক্তরাজ্যে মেডিকেল চেক আপ শেষে আজ সকালে দেশে ফিরেছেন। রাষ্ট্রপতিকে বহনকারী বিমান বাংলাদেশ এয়ারলাইন্সের একটি ভিভিআইপি ফ্লাইট আদিক বিমানবন্দরে অবতরণ করে। রাষ্ট্রপতি মোহাম্মদ আব্দুল হামিদ স্বাস্থ্য পরীক্ষার জন্য 8 দিনের সফরে গত 21 অক্টোবর লন্ডন যান। জাতীয় সংসদের স্পিকার ও সিপিএ নির্বাহী কমিটির চেয়ারপারসন ড শিরিন শারমিন চৌধুরীর সাথে আজ তাঁর কার্যালয়ে সিপিএর সেক্রেটারি জেনারেল আকবর খান সাক্ষাৎ করেছেন। সাক্ষাৎকালে তাঁরা ঢাকায় অনুষ্ঠিতব্য কমনওয়েলথ পার্লামেন্টারি অ্যাসোসিয়েশন সিপিএ এর আসন্ন 63তম সম্মেলনের প্রস্তুতি নিয়ে আলোচনা করেন। স্পিকার বলেন, 63তম সিপিসি আয়োজন বাংলাদেশের জন্য অনন্য সম্মানের বিষয়। এই আয়োজনের মাধ্যমে বাংলাদেশ তার সক্ষমতা বিশ্ববাসীর কাছে আবারও তুলে ধরবে। তিনি বলেন, সম্মেলনকে ঘিরে ইতোমধ্যেই সকল প্রস্তুতি সম্পন্ন হয়েছে। আগামী বুধবার থেকে 8 দিন ব্যাপী সম্মেলন শুরু হবে এবং প্রধানমন্ত্রী শেখ হাসিনা এই সম্মেলনের উদ্বোধন করবেন।
Connected one of his people over the keeper's head and just managing to hit it straight over to him. So another wicket for Bangladesh in more trouble. Probably Like would be quite happy to pick up his first one. Could have easily gone for a boundary. He just got enough of the bat, but that was not the case.
That was a pretty good job actually in the first T20. When you get this sort of total track down, you've got to play those sort of shots. You've got to make sure you take some risks.
বাংলাদেশের জন্য অনেক প্রাপ্তি।
3 down now. 32 on the board.
চৌধুরী রাশিয়া
Senior player gone for 2. Sabbir Rahman. Averaging for under 30. Strike rate's okay. Best of 80 against Sri Lanka. Not that long ago. 25 years of age. Gee, someone's going to have to bat really, really well here for Bangladesh. They've had a torrid time in South Africa. And they certainly have been on the receiving end today. So Farhaan has got his first wicket today. Just hitting the splice of the bat, really.
Yeah, you mentioned about the batsman looking to play a few shots, taking a few more risks. Wanted to scoop it, just couldn't get enough from the bat, and only managing to hit it straight to the keeper. So you got to give credit to the bowler to force the batsman to play that kind of shot to get himself dismissed. And once you see that kind of total that South Africa has put, there's always pressure from the ball number 1. What over this is turning out to be from the big man. Not given a single run on his wicket to pick up the wicket of Mushfiqur Rahim, who's been the best batsman on tour so far for Bangladesh.
So we've got 4 dot balls here, and also a wicket for Robbie Farhaan. Sakla was the catcher. Could this be a wicket maiden over in T20 cricket? It's a single, so that's broken that plan. And the real problem, you're right, you can't, from ball 1, you've got to score runs. I mean, when chasing this sort of total, there's the wickets that have gone down. Shakib and Mushfiqur, 2 seriously big players, of course. Wickets number 2 and 3, they needed a good start as well, they didn't get that. And you just need a couple of overs to go through with not too many runs scored off it, like this one is going to be now, I'm sure. And suddenly that required rate just jumps by a full run just about. And that's a dot ball to finish. So brilliant stuff from Robbie Fryling. A wicket and just conceded the 1 run. It's all the threes, 33 for 3.
It's a tall order for Bangladesh, and especially when you keep on losing wickets or chasing such a big total. Have a look at this. First one to go. Imran is on the non-striker, taking on the arm of who else but one of the best in the business. Maybe the Villiers, and then Shakir Bulletson trying to hit one across the line, and then Mushfiqur Rahim also getting himself dismissed in that fashion. The problems are right from the word go. Too many runs initially, and then losing too many wickets. So if you want someone, or rather the team, to do well, you've got to look at the first top three batsmen, the top order. If they don't click, then you're in problem. Serious problem.
And they're 3 key players for Bangladesh. Kais as well, there's no doubt about it. He's played some very good knocks actually in this tour of South Africa by Bangladesh. I think we all know the stats by now. If you lose 3 inside the power play, you're in big trouble.
Yeah, I think the difference was David Miller, no question about that. I know Hashim played a really good knock, but David Miller really took the game away from Bangladesh.
Yeah, that knock is in danger of being forgotten, I think, the Hashim Amla knock, which was splendid. 65% of the runs were scored in boundaries by South Africa, and now they're applying all sorts of pressure. What an atmosphere we've had today in Paterson. It's been impressive. Oops, that's short, and that's hammered down the ground. That's a good shot. That's going to go for 4. So that's the first ball of the over has been hammered for 4. Deserved that.
Puts a bit of a smile on the support for Bangladesh. Has been a good contingent of supporters for Bangladesh throughout the series. It was short, and he's thumped that away over the bowler's head.
Rise of catch and gone. Duminy's got another one. A skipper today, and the T20s with Fuss not playing has picked up his second scout.
He's gone for 5. That should have gone over the top of them. They cannot believe it. In a state of shock to see first the South Africa scoring that many runs, and then Bangladesh losing wickets consistently. Nothing much of a delivery, but he's able to hit that straight to the field. Soft dismissal in the end. Sabbir hitting a boundary.
কষ্ট করতে হবে না MyGP অ্যাপের MyGP অ্যাপ ডাউনলোড করলেই এখানে আপডেট করা ফ্যামিলি মেম্বারদের নম্বর ম্যানেজ করা
37 for 4.
So the new men to the crease for Bangladesh now. Number 2.
They are absolutely stunned. Four balls shy of completing 6 overs and already 4 wickets down. Bangladesh, Mahmudullah, 31 years of age, experienced in the T20 internationals. 78 was the most T20 internationals played by South Africa. That was A.B. de Villiers. So putting that in perspective, Mahmudullah's played in 60, average under 20 though. So 37 for 4 and in deep trouble. Bangladesh lost their last 4 wickets for 16 runs. And that's away. That's a good shot. Off the mark with a crisp boundary.
Yeah, he'll be pleased with the way he's played that first delivery that he has faced. Mahmudullah, just a little bit of width, big back lift, and then crushed it through the backward point and the cover region for a boundary. Such a big task, very tall task for Bangladesh to come back into the game from here on.
They're going to think about coming back for the second. They decide to do that as David Miller the star of today, tidies up. That's a soft dismissal. Certainly wasn't anything special about the delivery from JP Duminy, he'll be the first to admit that. Straight to Björn Hendricks. It's a very wide one.
Mushfiqur is still there. It's turned out to a good over, yes. They've lost a wicket, but they've picked up 11 runs in this over already.
Single, I think, maybe two, not just the one. The last ball of the 6 over. That's the end of the Powerade power play. 45 for 4 it is. So here's the work done by the South Africans. It's tailored down to that, because that was about the only impressive shot we've seen in this inning so far. That was a drop catch, which should have been taken quite easily. This was the first wicket down. Tahir's run out. That's the second. Mushfiqur the third. And as they say in the infomercials, there's still more. So 45 for 4, half a dozen overs gone now. We'll be talking about that work from David Miller for a long, long time. Grabbed this game by the scruff of the neck. That's what Bangladesh are now facing after a poor Powerade power play. That's a good shot. Very good shot indeed. One bounce and it's gone for 4 straight through the line. Good cricket shot.
He played a really good knock in the last T20 international, Mushfiqur, and once again showing signs that he enjoys batting in these conditions. Was pushed up the fielder inside the circle, got a little bit of wet, says thank you very much. Now picking up another boundary. There's the third 4, he's already picked up a 6. That's a very good shot.
I think the players have worked out, and certainly Hashim Amla did, and David Miller exceptionally so, that you don't have to hit the ball that hard to get real reward over the ropes. Today we're at altitude here in Potchefstroom. Pretorius' first ball of his score, by the way. That's crisp as well. That strike, that's 4. Nice crunch off the bat. What a good shot that is.
That brings up the 50 for Bangladesh. Back-to-back boundaries from Mushfiqur, first off the front foot. The next one was off the back foot. He picked up the length very quickly and he smashed it towards the leg side for the boundary. Looks to be in good touch. They need big overs. They started this over in the right direction.
Yeah, it's 2 off, 2 boundaries of the first 2 balls. That'll be a single. So lots of elite athletes from countries around the world come to Potchefstroom to train in the off-season, improve their lung capacity in particular, because they like training at altitude here in Potchefstroom. Just to put that in perspective, the Wanderers is 6,000 feet above sea level. And this is just under 5,000 feet above sea level here in Potchefstroom. So thin air makes the ball travel further, and it improves lung capacity of athletes. To simplify things. Two World Cup winners were based here, one for cricket and one for football. Australia in 2003, Spain in 2010.
And I'm sure there's good facilities for the sports team and the players to come over and go through the training sessions here.
That's now a boundary. This is good stuff from Bangladesh. A new bowler. They've decided to take on Pretorius. He's under a little bit of pressure. Decided to take him on at the start and not let him settle.
Now what is important for Bangladesh is Mushfiqur needs to bat deep till the very end. don't give up. And keep batting and keep thinking positively to look to hit boundaries. He's picked up 3 in this over already. And he's the one batsman who's looked very comfortable indeed.
It's a good delivery to finish, but still going to go for 1. So that's a good over. Good work from Bangladesh. 15 runs off that, the 7th, 60 for 4. That group there were absolutely stunned when David Miller was pogoing the ball all over the place. And a smile on the faces now, which is good to see. The original rate required was 11.25. They now need to go at 12.7. You can see that blue worm. 2 things about the blue worm: there's not too many knots in the last 10 overs, just 2, and also the upward curve that was obviously produced by David Miller alone. This is JP Dumany's last over. He's done a good job, picked up a couple of sticks. Strong throw, but it's going to be okay. No real dramas for Bangladesh.
Yeah, the first over they picked up 17 runs, Bangladesh, and the previous over was 15. So they need overs like this on a consistent basis. They are thinking of at least getting close to that massive target that South Africa has set. Just have a look at this comparison here. Have a look at the end of South Africa's innings. Look at all those building blocks. 90 runs are scored off the last 5 overs. That is exceptional stuff in T20 cricket. And as Atta was saying, the 1 good over at the start for Bangladesh. And then the previous one as well, Pretorius' first, went for 14. And wickets in between, that's been their problem. The wickets have certainly hurt Bangladesh at this stage. What has hurt them more is the knock from David Miller.
Short single to finish, and also the almost the end of JP Dumany's spell.
And Duminy has been very good to the right-handers. He's bowled well, and he's not just the one delivery down the leg side, but otherwise he's been spot on. He's making sure that he's bowled on one line of the pitch. 23 runs, and he's also picked up 2 wickets.
He's tested that wide line to the right-handers, that's for sure. So that's the end of JP Dumany's spell as captain today. 4 overs he's bowled, 2 for 23, 64 for 4. So let's just have a look at the 2 wickets for JP Dumany. That was the first. And the second. The soft dismissals has got to be said. The 2 for 23 is pretty impressive stuff in T20.
fish. Centre fish. Decent game. Look, Quinton. 15 matches, 18 wickets. Body rate's pretty good. Average, very good. Had a nice time. Right-hander on strike. Just to settle in for a few deliveries. It's amazing, the first delivery, you just see it when the guys come on, and they're almost after you from that first ball. Oh, they have to be. It's almost 14s and over. They just need to win this game. They can't afford to have a couple overs where it is close to long. They've got to try and boundaries. Almost 2 and over from here on in. Left-hand on strike, ball spinning into him. He could be deciding to be nice and positive.
That's not a bad option, man, but too wide there.
That's probably why you sense that's what's going to come down.
It's a good flat delivery. As a spinner, do you guess sometimes and just say, well, it's worth the risk?
I think a lot of the time in T20 cricket, you're trying to sort of guess what the batsman's going to do. Yeah, not his best delivery. Too full, too leg side. And also, I think the pace is a little bit too quick. I've seen all the spinners are taking the pace off the ball. Sakib Al-Hassan, JP Duminy taking pace off the ball. Been very difficult to hit.
That's a better delivery.
And a bit of pace, 79 k's an hour, much slower. Much more difficult for the batsman to make the pace on this wicket. If you're bowling the ball sort of at 86 to 90 k's an hour, it's a lot easier.
And JP was pretty good, wasn't he? He got a nice loop to a lot of his deliveries.
No, it's good to see JP Duminy bowling. I think that you know, if you can get 1 or 2 out of him in a game, if you can get him to bowl his 4, then it's a bit of a bonus. And today he bowled those 4, got a couple of wickets too, and bowled really well.
Slog sweep, is it enough? Is it enough? No, it's not. Caught right on the fence by Hendricks. He probably needed about 3 or 4 more meters. And Kagiso in his first over has struck.
Pace off the ball. Well bowled, Aaron Kagiso. He learned pretty quickly in this over. But it's easier to bat when the ball's bowled a bit quicker. He's taken the pace off this one, thrown it up, get it above the eye line. Batsman's had a crack at it. Soumya has picked out the man. He hasn't got enough. A pretty simple catch on the boundary. Bangladesh, they're in all heaps of trouble, chasing a massive total. 72 for 5.
তো আপনারা কি ভাবছিলেন সবাই কি আমাকে দেখছিল
TVS Striker 125cc ride to impress.
Before I click, I want my pretty lips. Pout, 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 I want my pretty lips.
স্ট্রবেরি লেমন আর অরেঞ্জ ফ্লেভারে মেরিল লিপ কেয়ারে আছে অ্যাডভান্স সান প্রোটেকশন। তাই শীত গ্রীষ্ম বর্ষে যাই আসুক, হাসুন প্রাণ খুলে। লেমন আর স্ট্রবেরি ফ্লেভারে মেরিল লিপ।
They're looking for 2. It's well placed, quick between the wickets and beautifully done in the end. It's an art that as well in T20. A lot of people just think it's all about power. Soumya unfortunately has to be on his way, and the delivery from Kagiso was just sliding across him, going away from him, saying he tried to continue to try and drag it across to the leg side. Fortunately, picked out the man at deep mid wicket, and his good innings of 44 of 27 came to an end. Thinking of 2 again. This time I think it'll be hard pushed. Behardien was quick off the boundary.
It's pretty much summed up Bangladesh's tour. 75 for 5 in their last game of this tour. Hasn't been a good one. I mean, outplayed by this powerful South African team in all 3 formats of the game.
That's one way to approach your first delivery in the shorter format. Here's Pretorius, the big charge. That delivery 135 kilometers per hour, but the key was it got a lot of bounce as it pitched.
I think that's been the problem. I think that Bangladesh, yes, it is a big total. It's almost been a shot a ball. We saw David Miller took a little bit of time to get going. His last 20 balls were lethal.
They talk about the Bangladesh tour, and there's been almost in every match there's been someone who's performed really well, and in a few games there's 2 or 3 of their players who've got going, but they haven't managed to get it all together. If it's the bowling that's been good, the batting's been lacking. If it's the batting that's been good, the bowling struggled.
Pushing hard again for 2. I don't think you'll get it. If you look at the South African innings after 10 overs, it's after this delivery, it was 78 for 3. So not far off. Bangladesh have lost the 2 extra wickets, but just shows you if you can get in. I mean, David Miller played a special knock as well. He really did. So it just shows you anything can happen if you take the game deep. Get yourself in. If you have a look at that, not that far off, not that far away in terms of run rate.
That's a good change up to end the over. 5 runs from it, 77 for 5.
বাইরে দেওয়ালের উপর ধুলো টিকতেই দেয় না এপেক্স আল্টিমা
Dual selfie camera. One for selfie, one for group selfie. Oppo F3, F3 Plus. Selfie expert.
Oppo camera phone. এলো ফ্রেশ সুপার প্রিমিয়াম সল্ট এর আয়োডিন ও ব্যালেন্সড মিনারেলস শরীরের ইলেকট্রোলাইট ব্যালেন্স করে যেন আপনি থাকেন সবসময় অ্যাক্টিভ। ফ্রেশ সুপার প্রিমিয়াম সল্ট, অ্যাক্টিভ সারাদিন।
দেশের সর্বোচ্চ অট্টালিকার দৃঢ়তায় আনোয়ার ইস্পাত।
Gets that one nice and fine, and it'll beat Farhaan at short 45. Just playing a nice sweep with the angle of the delivery.
Yeah, it's a good shot. Always used to irritate me when the ball used to beat that short fine leg. This is a good shot. Inside it, a little slight bottom edge, that's why it went so fine. But a welcome boundary.
It's a nice situation to be in as a spinner when you know they have to force the rate. You don't have to do any work. You can just hold things back, try and mix it up, and they've got to keep coming at you. Every delivery is an opportunity to pick up a wicket.
Especially when the side's 5 down. Not bowling to the top order. Mahmudullah in the top order back. Generally on bowling to the top order then. She's sort of all-rounders. But a great chance to pick up wickets.
Well, Mahmudullah decided to take a risk. Change of the field, 3 men behind square now. So it's basically almost like a baseball field. All the fielders are behind and in front of him.